Peace and blessings, family. It's Friday. You're about to enter your weekend. You have navigated through your week, sidestepping the negative by grounding your feet, placing God first in everything you do, certainly speaking the truth. I felt compelled to put this out. Yes, I put a video out, and as I started my day, I felt it on my spirit to make this message for someone. Because I know that right now, your world feels like it's upside down and you don't know if you're coming or going. But I'm here to let you know that where you are, there is a requirement known as free will. And your life is in a holding pattern. So it may make sense that some of the things that have been exposed to you are repetitive. Only the faces have changed, but the situations remain. Do you not know? Seeing this? Do you not understand what is required? First of all, how you doing, family? I hope you're well. Just know that your life is priceless. No matter what the situation may be going on right now, trying to nip at your ankles, trying to cloud your judgment, he got something better. But as we also know that he's not going to give us anything that we can't withstand. So to fully have understanding, we must first acknowledge it exists. We must allow accountability. Accountability, there is no clarity. Without clarity, guess what? We have that. And isn't that what life is all about? I know some of y'all, you always try to what's going on outside your door, but in my reality, my skies are gray. Fear has a placement where I lay my head, and all I want to do is exhale. For the truth of the matter, you in here. See, someone has given you magic beans or told you something that sounded oh so true without the and hook, line, and sinker. You jumped in feet first. You do understand that that's how he always will give you what you want so that you don't see the small print or the big price. But this is not to point fingers. This is just validation of where you're going if you choose to love yourself. Who am I talking to? What I find very really can be condescending is how they put so much information out there, but do not tell you what you need. Hoping that you will trip, slip, and bust your lip, but not take accountability of what is going on at the moment. You do understand the reality of the events that are transpiring in your life are based off of the last decision you made. Who am I talking to? I understand because, see, we live in a society where non-accountability and the right to deflect has become paramount, not the investment. So that we can also say this: misery loves company, don't it? But the real question is, when you need them. It's all good yesterday when I felt like I was, everybody had the cups and wanted to, but when you started to teeter and totter and fall down, there was no one in sight. Why? Because that is the role and responsibility to us. So what's being required is this: if you should choose, for you to ground your feet, take the stopwatch out your life, and survey what has access to you. See, we can easily say, well, Manny, Mo, and Jack, volume, but we always overlook the fact that we to give them an ear. What is a platform if there's no one there to support it? So let me bring it around the corner for somebody, because I got a feeling somebody has been weighing on a decision for a couple weeks. Yeah, I told you I discern it. And now you must give a decision. This decision is very pivotal. It is going to impact your life. Now, at the end of the day, it is about free will. Because, see, no one can make you do nothing you don't want to do. But first, you must acknowledge and present it. So if it doesn't put you in the best light, why are you taking shortcuts? Why are you depriving yourself of what you need? Or is it the illusion? Or is it the history? Because no one wants to step out and claim themselves. That's why everything's done in the dark. But we also know what's done in the dark, it comes to the light. So why is your heart in the dark? Why is it that you feel that you got to have that sedative or that elixir just to function? Who am I talking to? I can't get right, Gerald, unless I got that hook or that stolen touch. They don't call it stolen for nothing. What's stolen most is your time and what comes with it. So I'm putting this message out, especially to you. Joe got love for you. Because if you're under the age of 35, let me let you know something. You do not know who you are. Plain. See, the mindset that you had when you were 15 should not match the mindset when you're 21. And the mindset that you have at 21 should not match the mindset when you're 26. The mindset that you have at 26 should also validate the mindset that you have at 35. Because guess what? Every day that you wake up is a marker. It's a validation. But I also like to look at it as this too. Opportunity that God is giving you for things that must come to pass. That's right. Talking about your purpose. I told this long ago. Understand what that word friend means. That word friend is a sacred word because that's unconditional. So if they're only laying with you and they're not loving you, why are you there? So let's talk about that word friend. You do also understand that your friend is of your spirit. So their behaviors and traits represent you. This goes out to somebody. Somebody is feeling a certain kind of way because your companion that have behaviors and traits that you do not condone. You better take heed to what those traits are and also embraces them too. So now you have to wonder why we're playing hot potato and the shell game of I want loyalty. But how can you have loyalty without, you can't have communication with your environment unless you have communication with yourself. Communication with yourself, you must also know what the word intimacy is about. But if you only know intimacy as the physical act, you're losing. So a legendary R&B group had a song in the 80s called The Skin I'm In. And the words that were talked about self-worth and importance and value of your life. How can you see value of your life if you don't see value of your time? I know there's a lot of you right now that can relate to what I'm saying because there's always someone that will gladly waste your time, but you have a loyalty to them. But every time that you communicate, they're not progressing. Now, granted, it's their choice to live their life the way they see it. But your circle is a representation of you. So who's being deprived and deceived? So look at it this way. Let's talk about them dreams you got. Let's talk about those natural God-given talents. Who am I talking to? You think you got those natural gifts and talents by chance? Those are going to be the tools needed and guide you through your life. That's why they were given. Everybody's given spiritual gifts. You must first have a connection with God. Because until you have a connection with God, you can't have a connection with yourself. So does it make sense that, or the merry-go-round of bed hopping persists? Oh, they're there when they want to feel the warmth, but they're not there when it's time to do the work. Where's the balance in that? But guess what? Truth for what truth really is, we allow our pride, we allow our ego, we allow our temperament to be elevated to deaf ears. Why? Why do you do that? Can't you see what is really going on? Even for the person that says, well, Gerald, listen, I've done a lot of dirt, man. Deception, man. God ain't got time for me. You woke up today. You think your life was about to play the martyr? To be the butt of the joke? But it will persist until you decide to claim your life. Something to you. We established a template of how people treat. Did you hear me? How do you know what you need if you don't invest in you? So when you try to make a decision that teeter-totters and you go to your friends and they say, nah, don't do that. Do. Nah, be here. You do understand you're wasting your time. You don't have ownership on land. Why you have loyalty to a block? You don't have loyalty to yourself. Now, I understand that there are those that say, well, Gerald, I was raised in this environment. This is all I know. Stay the course. This is all it's going to be. But then why are you suffering? You know that's a choice, right? There's somebody right now that you need your education. And you feel ashamed to talk about it amongst your circle. How about your family? At the end of the day, matter of fact, I'm going to pump my brakes on this. Let me throw this here for somebody. You do understand right now, things socially are like this, right? That's a smoke screen. But do you realize in the next 5 years, there's going to be such a rate of poverty, a great division between those who have and those who do not? You have to decide on where you're going to be. Because guess what? You own the hood, you're being exploited by it for someone. And with me saying this, just know this. Real men don't wear their wealth. They invest in it. That's for somebody. So if you think you got it figured out right now and you're under the age of 35, let me tell you something. You know, there's this thing called your life. We elevate, we decline, and we plateau. But if you don't have your mind right, which you can't have your mind right unless your spirit is right, will you be able to navigate through what we know as change? Now, with that being said, Queens, you know I love you. Listen, after that person that's not a man? Why are you listening to your girlfriend on relationship advice and she ain't in one? If anything, you want a good example of what a relationship is? Why don't you seek advice from someone that's been married 20 something years? How about someone that has a relationship with God? You decide to put God in front of your life will not be as you wish it to be. It will always be under attack. That's why Charlie comes and goes, and then there's Steve, and there's Bob, and then there's Larry that pops in and pops out of your life, and all the while you're distracted because you're looking at, you do understand when the camera goes off. Yeah. Because all they're doing is promoting product as well as alcohol abuse and sexual promiscuity. You do understand that, right? Those shows that you see don't promote monogamy, destruction of it. So why are you drama? But then again, you won't have a positive TV show. No. Because see, they got to make sure they have enough broken people out there for social services, for the correctional facilities. How about for the morgue? Mm-hmm. Why is it now, within the last 5 years, there's been a tremendous spike in fatalities as well as spikes in drug use? Why is it in 2017 we have a pandemic of heroin? Huh? Let's talk about it. But every time you turn around, it's all about throw your glass up or let's get high. You don't hear nobody talking about, hey, let's get my mind right. Let's get paid. Let's build. Because they want Sally to look at the screen to emulate the Jezebel. Yeah, you know. What happened that the lady that walks the night gets more respect than the intellectual woman? You think that men want the private dancer? He's not going to give his seed or his last name to her if he respects himself. No, you're not going to meet mom, meet his circle. No, because he's living a lie as well. In his hormones that just happen to be aged. That's why you see this. The older guy, because she thinks the older guy has got himself together. Well, if he had himself together, why wouldn't he be with someone? Hmm? Sure. Sexually, he is more mature. He's been around longer. Titillating and stimulating to your senses. That's what happens when you don't allow yourself to grow. It's like being on an emotional roller coaster. You are buckled in, holding on for every bated breath. And down. So for those who are millennials, don't rush your life. Claim it. Be the best you can be. And always place God first. Have a blessed weekend, y'all. Peace.